Welcome to our channel. In this new series on the Hindu editorial analysis, we are going to discuss every day one important editorial from the Hindu newspaper and which is relevant for your UPSC examination will be discussed here. And at the end of the everyday video, we are going to come up with that is a unique daily mains answer writing practice series where we are encouraging every one of you who are watching this particular video to come and attend that particular question which we are going to come out with every day and try to submit your answers in the Telegram channel which is given in the description box below. And those who are of you who are coming out with the best answers, we will try to publish their answers at the end of the everyday's video. Okay friends, let's go into the today's video. This particular article which came in Hindu newspaper is talking about gig economy, and this gig economy is very much important for your GS paper 1, that is Indian society component. So let's go and discuss the article which came today friends. That is, what does Karnataka bill promises gig workers? So this particular article is all about, they are discussing a recently published, that is a draft bill only friends. Still it has not been passed by the Karnataka government, but there is a high chance for UPSC examiner to pick this question in this year mains examination as well, because this is relevant for GS paper 1 and paper 3 component as well. Friends, whenever we read any important editorials from Hindu newspaper, I would always advise you to come and make notes on that particular editorial which you are reading, and mostly try to concise your notes to a maximum of 5 to 7 points. Don't try to make beyond that, because it will be very much difficult for us to take it to the examination hall. With that perspective in mind, every day whenever we discuss this editorial series, we will try to make a maximum of 5 points from the editorials whichever we are discussing. So going by that, before going into this that is this particularly editorial discussion, we will try to learn some basics about gig economy friends. Then we will try to come and discuss this video, because this particular editorial is all about gig economics full basics only. So let's try to understand the basics of gig economy. So first of all, what is gig economy? Friends, gig economy means it is a free market system only. This particular gig economy will operate. That is, what do you mean by free economic system? Means free economic system is a one in which there will be little or no government restriction. That is, government will not interfere in the market, and whichever business people who are in the operating in, and they have the full liberty to exercise the whatever they wanted to do. So that kind of regulatory role will not be there too much in the free market system. So in that particular free market economic system only, this gig economy will generally, it will have a boom. And in addition to that friends, in case of gig economy, usually you can see temporary positions. That is, whoever is working in the gig economy, they will have a temporary job positions only. That is one of the unique quality of this gig economy. In addition to that friends, those who are working in the gig economy, necessarily they will be making an contract or agreement actually. So that contract will be signed between the employer and the employee. And if you look at this gig economy status in India overall, as of today in India, we have roughly around 15 million workers who are working in the gig economy. So this turns around 1 million is 10 lakhs. So this turns around roughly 1.5 crore people in India. They are actually dependent upon this emerging gig economy. So it is very much relevant for our Indian economy as well. In addition to that friends, what is the position of India's, that is the total number of labor force who are working in gig economy in the world means, comparing India's position to the world. So India is ranked 5th in that position. That is the largest number of gig workers are actually, we can see them in USA, and the second is in China, and then third one is the Brazil, and then fourth one is the Japan, and then final is India. That is the fifth one is the India. So India is in the 5th position. So this is something where India has a huge potential, because it is always felt that many economists often say, since this gig economy has arisen only after the post-liberalization, you know very well, after the 1991 LPG reforms only, foreign companies came to India. With the rise of these MNC companies and startup culture in case of India, this gig economy is getting a boom. And in addition to that, this is very much seen only in the last 4-5 years friends, especially after the COVID pandemic only, this gig economics importance is rising. That is, many people started preferring by employing people for contract positions, or taking them as independent freelancers, and relying them only on their expertise to complete a job whichever is required, or work from home, any job opportunities. So all these are examples of gig economy. So from the economical perspective, gig economy is one of the biggest potential which we can see is it will help in bridging the income to unemployment gap. So there is a huge income unemployment gap in case of India. So there is a huge gap between rich and poor as well. So all these gaps can be somewhat reduced by concentrating on gig economy or regulating this gig economy. Okay friends, let's now try to understand some of the benefits and some pros and cons of gig economy. So as you have understood gig economy very well, this is a contractual freelancing temporary job and in which people will be hired just for completing a task, and after that they will be either they will be asked to continue or not. So considering this kind of perspective, if you look at the positives, what are some of the positives which we can see by relying on gig economy? First one is the flexibility to work from any place. That is, there is no restriction on geographical place, friends. That is one of the biggest advantage in gig economy. People can sit in work in America and they can work for a Russian company. People can they can sit in India, they can work for an European company. That kind of a flexibility in work is available in case of gig economy. In addition to that, most of the benefits many experts across the country and the world are saying is that in case of gig economy, the biggest beneficiaries are going to be women only rather than men. Reason being that, friends, for in case of women, there are multiple benefits which are going to come with the rise of gig economy. If women could just sit in home and they could work means, then lot of benefits they will get. Many experts are saying some of them are women could easily work there, whatever that home they have to take care of the homework, and in addition to that, whatever work which they wanted to work for a company, so they can easily balance their personal work and professional work by doing this, by concentrating on gig economy. So for women it is better. Second, what many people are saying is that if women could do work from home opportunity means, then they will have a safe work environment. So they don't need to get fear of any other kind of rapes like scenarios or any security issues. In addition to that, there will be a economic incentive. Reason being that they can also get extra income. If women are just focusing only on their personal work, taking care of home, they cannot get that extra benefit. Because of the rise in this freelancing job and gig economy, now women can easily sit in home taking care of personal work and professional work. So these are considered to be some of the biggest positives of gig economy. Now let's discuss some of the problems or challenges in gig economy, because this is something which we need to understand, and this is also we are going to discuss in today's editorials also, friends. Now coming to some of the important problems faced in gig economy are, first one is that these people who are working in the labor force who are working in gig economy, most of them will be unregulated job. That is, they will be working in like an informal sector only. They will not have any social security benefits. So this is going to be a big problem for these people, because if they suffer from any health issue, they will not be protected, and even they will be hired and fired by the employee at their will. So this is going to be a big concern in gig economy. In addition to that, friends, there is a big problem for skill, that is a skill should be upgraded. Reason being that the people should have high expertise in their skill whatever they are having. Only if they have very high skill, then only the employer will look for and they will pay them more. Suppose if they don't have that extra bargaining power, then the employer will exploit the freelancer people, and they will not pay them properly. So this is considered to be a biggest challenge in gig economy. In addition to that, friends, especially the countries such as India, even though we are having a fifth largest gig economy, there is a labor force in the world, but what is the problem is there is a big demand supply mismatch. That is, there is a huge potential for India, that is Indian labor force, still to come in number one position beating USA. For that to happen, we need to address the supply, because there is a being that, friends, there is a lot of demand supply mismatch. So this is considered to be one of the biggest challenges or negatives in case of gig economy. Additionally, friends, if you consider the perspective of women and additionally they will go through one more problem, that is in case of gig economy, whenever they get job here, they will go through the problem of gender pay gap. That is, what do you mean by gender pay gap means, already like in most of the normal regular employees only, men will be paid more, women will be paid less. But if you consider gig economy, which is in informal sector, here women will be even paid less. That is going to be concerning women more. So although there are a lot of positives for women, even there are going to be a lot of challenges for women also. So that is one challenge. In addition, friends, still in this gig economy also, the same gender stereotype is actually prevailing, and this will affect women as well, because they will try to prefer men rather than women, considering their maternity leave and other things. And moreover, according to various data, they are saying that the number of internet mobile users among women in India is considered to be very less compared to women. So there is, because of this digital divide, even though there is an opportunity which is coming for women, but women could not take that due to the digital lack of technology which they are facing. So these are some concerns with respect to gig economy, friends. So now we have understood what is the meaning of gig economy and what is India's status internationally, and in addition to that, what are some benefits we are getting out of gig economy and some problems which we are facing. Now let's go and discuss this article which has been which came in Hindu newspaper today. So this particular article is all about the recent Karnataka government bill. So the name of the particular Karnataka government bill is, that is, Karnataka Platform Based Gig Workers Bill. So this is the name of the bill, friends, and we need to remember this bill and name of the bill. So let's now try to discuss some major provisions of the bill which has been discussed in this particular editorial. Friends, before going into this particular editorial, what we need to understand is, we know what is gig economy. Now what is happening is that, friends, in case of gig economy, as we discussed, the laborers will not have any proper social security benefits. And not only that, there are some problems which are actually faced by gig economic people. So addressing that only, Karnataka government has recently passed the bill. Till now in India, that is, Karnataka government has published the bill, but they are yet to pass the bill. Till now in India, friends, only Rajasthan government has passed the bill, and if Karnataka government could pass this bill in the assembly, then they will be the second such state to do this in India. So that is why this is considered to be an important bill. Now let's discuss what are some of the problems we are facing in case of this gig economy. That is, in case of Karnataka, they are facing problems especially with respect to gig economy. Number one is the reduced payments. Number two is the arbitrary dismissals. So considering these two major problems and concerns which has been raised by the, especially the people who are working in the gig economy, the Karnataka government has published the bill to protect their that is, especially whatever exploitation they are going through, and to safeguard their provision, they came out with this bill. So one of the most important thing what they are trying to do is, first one, they are trying to define this, what is the meaning of gig worker in this bill. So this is something which we need to understand, because what they have defined is that gig workers as a person who performs a work or participates in a work arrangement that results in a given rate of payment based on terms and conditions laid down in such a contract, and include such piece work and whose work is sourced through a platform. So this is very clear, friends. It is a temporary contractual work. So that is the same meaning what we have discussed. That's what they have actually defined in this particular bill. So that is something we need to remember. Secondly, additionally, what Karnataka government has tried to do in this particular bill is that they have actually tried to give especially social security benefits. Till now we know very well this gig economy's biggest problem is they don't have any proper social security benefits most of the times. So now Karnataka government, what they are trying to do is, they wanted to safeguard the people who are working in this particular sector, gig economic sector. So considering that, they came out with lot of provisions. So what are some of the important provisions they have done to safeguard social security is, so whenever, as we said, that the important problem faced by them is, the employers usually they will hire and fire the employee at their will. That is, there is an arbitrary dismissal. So hereafter they should not be arbitrarily dismissed. Whenever any employee who is working, especially in Swiggy, Zomato or Dunzo, or even any Blinkit or any delivery apps, whoever any yes, such kind of gig workers who are working, if they, before removing, they need to be given a proper reason. That is, a reason has to be valid, In addition to that, friends, they need to be given a notice before removal. So they cannot be just like that removed at their will by the employee hereafter in the state of Karnataka if this particular bill is passed. So this is going to be a big benefit, especially for the people working in this particular sector. In addition to that, whenever any person who is working in this gig economy, whoever is removed, they need to be given the list of grounds on which they need to be removed. So all this is going to provide a big leverage for the protection for the people who are going to work in this. Additionally, if the the laborers who are working in the Swiggy, Zomato people, if they have any concerns before their removal, they can approach also a 2-level grievance redressal body. There is a grievance redressal mechanism has also been established particularly by this bill. And the next important provision, especially which has been passed by this bill, is that, friends, hereafter, as we said already, the reduced payments is another big problem faced by these gig workers. To take care of that, what Karnataka government has done is that hereafter the employer, especially whoever is giving employment like Swiggy, Zomato, for these gig economic workers, they need to settle the payments hereafter every week. So this is going to be a big changeover. So hereafter the workers will not face any this kind of reduced payments. So they need to settle this every week. Additionally, friends, if they have any problems, that is, they should not go for any reductions, and if they go for reductions, that reasons has to be clearly given by the employer to the employee. So this is also going to protect their reduced payments. Not only that, in the case of Karnataka government, they also established one of the important welfare board, and this welfare board is already prevalent in the state of Rajasthan. So this is inspired from the state of Rajasthan only, especially the concept of welfare board. Not only that, they have also established, they are going to establish social and that is social security and welfare fund. And for this fund, the usually whenever any transaction which happens, that is whenever the employer Swiggy, Zomato is paying salary or any transaction to the employee, that time there will be some percentage will be taken from that money for this fund. And even the state government of Karnataka and central government also can contribute to this social security and welfare fund for protecting the workers, especially whatever their livelihood. So this is going to be a big game changer in the state of Karnataka, which is already prevalent in the state of Rajasthan. And not only that, friends, whenever a person who is going to join this Swiggy, Zomato, especially in this case of gig economy, hereafter they need to sign a contract, and that contract has to be in simple language. Not only that, in case if they wanted to go for after the joining the work any change in contract terms and conditions, the employees needs to be given a notice of especially 14 days, again 2 weeks. So even for their removal, we need to give 2 weeks notice, and even for changing the contract terms, they need to be given a notice of 2 weeks. So these are the 5 important provisions we need to remember, especially in this particular editorial, friends. So I would advise all of you who are watching this video, first try to understand the basics of gig economy and try to take away these key points. And not only that, friends, these whatever notes which we have made here, we will try to share it in the Telegram group. You can download that and you can use it for revision purposes. Now coming to the status, some important data sheet about this particular status of gig economy. This is an important report which has been published by Niti Aayog. So you can quote this in your UPSC mains examination as well. So according to Niti Aayog report, so this report is actually a little old only, but this is a very valid and genuine report we are having from the government side. So according to this Niti Aayog report, if you see, friends, most of the workers who are working as gig workers, that is majority of them, if you see 31 plus 47, almost like 78, nearly 80% are working in low skilled and medium skilled jobs only. Highly skilled jobs only 22% are working. So this is also one thing India needs to address if it wants to emerge and improve its status of Indian economy to a potential to achieve a GDP status of 5 trillion by 2025. Okay, friends, now coming to the today's answer writing practice session. Here the UPSC previous year question only this was asked in 2021 in GS paper 1 on Indian society. So this question is, examine the role of gig economy in the process of empowerment of women in India. So in today's, those of you who have watched today's video, we have already discussed many points concerning women, also the pros and cons. You can use that content only to address this question, and try to use the data also in your answer and make your presentation very unique. So try to submit your answers in our Telegram group. Thanks for watching, friends.